Okay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I will be Sergeant at Arms and my name is Asma. Good evening, everyone, for tonight's meeting. I welcome you all to our meeting of the Kuwait Advanced Toastmaster Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmaster meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Now, as our meetings are happening online because of this pandemic, so the ground rules can be mentioned as a Toastmaster, please mute yourself when speakers are speaking. Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. And now I hand over the platform to our president.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asma, soon to be DTM. Good evening, fellow members of Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters and guests. We have many guests tonight. We are in our educational session, monthly educational session that we used to have every month for the benefits of Toastmaster fraternity in Kuwait. We as Advanced Club, we took this privilege and advantage of being a senior Toastmaster, a seasoned Toastmasters, to help other clubs, other members in different clubs in Kuwait and all over the world to enjoy their journey in Toastmasters through educational sessions that will help them know more about the Toastmasters, the beauty of education with fun. Today we have 2 eminent presenters that will give us a very good topics that will help all of us. But before that, I would like to congratulate all my members and all my friends for Ramadan and saying Ramadan Kareem as we are saying here in Arab world. Ramadan Kareem and كل عام وأنتم بخير إن شاء الله. Ramadan Mubarak for everybody. I hope blessings shower all of your houses, homes, and who you loves. I welcome all our guests for tonight, starting from our past member, DTM Anna Data Morley Manuhar. You are most welcome, sir, in our educational session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Gino James, welcome to Kuwait Advanced Educational Session. Nice to have you.
Thank you very much.
Also, we have our regular guest, Hanan El-Himyari. Good evening and happy Ramadan.
Good evening. Thank you again for having me. Thank you.
Thank you,
Ramadan
Hanan, for
Mubarak.
joining us always. Thank you, Ramadan Mubarak for you and your family. And also we have Sana Ahmed. Good evening, Sana, and welcome to Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club.
Thank you. Welcome to you all. I'm new here.
Oh, great. We are so happy that you are joining our club. Are you a member in Toastmasters?
No, not yet. I know a little about it.
Okay, great. We can give you more about Toastmasters after the meeting, inshallah. But to understand what we are giving today is an educational sessions, not a proper Toastmasters club. So bear with us and you will enjoy, inshallah. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Thank you
following, and
so much.
inshallah, I will try to follow.
Inshallah, I'm sure. Thank you
Okay.
so much. And we have also Toastmaster Nitish, our AD Nitish.
Area
Good evening.
29.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. Thank you
Good
for
evening.
joining Kuwait Advanced Educational Session. It's our pleasure to have you.
Pleasure is mine as well.
Thank you. Okay, I will not take more of that, but I will hand over the mic to the Toastmaster of the day for tonight, who is none other than DTM Muhammad Makhlouf. Big round of applause for him. Again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm so happy to be the TMOD for tonight, and also I will help my friends as a timer for today. My role as a timer is to work as a timekeeper for our meeting for tonight, calculate the time for our presenters, and help them doing their job to the maximum regarding the time. I have also uh, DTM Ola Rashid. She's helping me as Hark Master. DTM Ola, can you please explain your role as a Hark Master for tonight?
Of course, good evening, everyone. First of all, Ramadan Kareem for everyone. Wish you this month will be a start for good things for this year. As a Hark Master, my role is to test your listening skills. I'll be listening to everything while happening during the sessions. I'll prepare my questions, and later on, in 5 minutes, I'll start to ask you questions about all over what will happen during the session, and we will see who will have the good skills of listening. Usually in physical meetings we give chocolates. Unfortunately, I'll give you virtual chocolates. Okay, so thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, DTM Ola Rashid. Looking forward to your session at the end of this meeting. And now, let's welcome our first presenter for tonight. She is one of the best speakers in Kuwait. She participated in last year DTAC and got one of the three places, I think, in the international level in both Arabic and English. She is in another club, Al Tamayus Toastmasters Club. She is the VBE of Al Tamayus Toastmasters Club, and she is District 20 translator. She is now in her last year in college. She is a senior year student in her college, Kuwait University. Please, with a big round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Hind Abaid. She will speak about a very important topic, which is the Youth Leadership Program and how to conduct it. Toastmaster Hind.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much.
How do you like to have your time?
Yes, I would like to have 30 minutes for the session and the last 10 minutes for the questions. So the red signal will be at the 30 minute.
Okay, so 25, 28, then 30, or 20, 25, 30?
20, 25, 30.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay.
great.
The floor is yours. How to conduct youth leadership program. Hind Abaid.
Thank you. Just give me a second to pin the timer, which is DTM blue. And share my screen. Hope my screen is clear. Can you see my screen?
Clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests to our meeting in CAST Toastmasters. I'm Hind Abaid, and today, as the title suggests, I will be presenting on how to conduct a youth leadership program, or what's known as YLP. But before we get started, I have a question for you. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to get back in time that I wish I've known this earlier. I wish I've had this knowledge earlier at an earlier age or at an earlier stage of my life. I'm sure a lot of well, countless times, yes. So I'm sure a lot of us were in this situation. Well, today's workshop is like a chance for us or for us to help the younger generation to learn things that we in our age or in their age wanted to learn them. The workshop will be based on answering the 5 whys. So let's get started. Should we? Let's. So first of all, the why. Why should we conduct a youth leadership program? The reasons are endless depending on who you are and why you want to achieve it. It's a personal thing. But for me, I've collected these 5 reasons, and I'm sure maybe you would connect with one of these. So first and foremost, to give back to community, because after all, we are leaders, and the Toastmasters motto is where leaders are made. So being leaders is not complete until we give back to community and we teach others the things that we've learned to help them become like us or even better. So giving back to the community is like the number one. Number two is it's a great learning experience. A great learning experience not only for the young people, but also for you. When you interact with your team, when you gather and plan for this program, and also the relationship between you and these young people. Because in Toastmasters, the majority of us now maybe are mentoring someone, but I'm sorry, you're mentored by someone more experienced, but now it's your time to be the mentor of someone else. And in this case, the young people. The third reason is a step closer to the DPM credit, which is the highest educational grade in Toastmasters. So woohoo, when you conduct a YLP, you're one step closer to get it. Fourth, helping teenagers to gain more confidence. Well, this is more focused because we want them to be better communicators, to be better leaders. So to gain more confidence, to overcome their fears from speaking in public, from overcoming the audience, to be good presenters, and so on. And finally, to develop communication and leadership skills through practical experience. Also, this goes both ways. For you as a coordinator with your team, with even when you interact with the young people, and for them to gain this experience and become better communicators and better leaders. So we finished with the why, let's go for the what. What is a leadership program or YLP? Simply, it's a series of workshops, and exactly in what is mentioned in the coordinator's guide, there are 8 workshops. However, this number is not fixed. You can go or change this number as much as you can, and we will get to that later. It's conducted in both Arabic and English. I'm talking here in Kuwait, maybe also in District 20, but maybe in other districts it could be conducted in many languages. So it could be it's available in both options. The duration of the session itself is from 1 to 2 hours. It's similar to the duration of a Toastmasters meeting. And finally, it targets young people under the age of 18. So 18 and minus, they're all welcome to join and to learn from this great experience. So the YLP helps or enables the youth to achieve the following: to prepare and give a speech, which is known as prepared speeches, to give impromptu talks, so like the table topic session, to manage and control their voice, gestures, and body language, and finally, to give constructive feedback and evaluation. So basically, all the skills that we learned in Toastmasters, we presented to them in a smooth way and more simple to them to understand and to grasp. So that's for the what. Moving to the when, well, the program could be conducted or presented during school, after school, in holidays or weekends. Holidays mean summer holiday or even mid-year holiday, which would be a perfect opportunity. They are free, they have time, and it will be a fun and teaching and a learning experience for them to learn from. Of course, you organize and you set things up with the organization or the institution that is targeted. So that's for the one. The duration, of course, it's finally, or eventually what suits you as a presenter and suits your team and also suits the young people. Now we move to the who. Well, according to the guidebook, the group of the YLP should consist from 15 to 20, maximum 25. And for this group, we have two coordinators, one main coordinator and co-coordinator. However, if the number is more than 20, for example, let's say 100, so they will be divided into smaller groups, which are like 25, for example. And for each 25 group, which is a subgroup, we have also two coordinators, the main coordinator and a co-coordinator. However, from my simple and humble experience, I see that three coordinators are much better. I've had the pleasure of working with Dr. Maklouf and another Toastmasters from Life Principles Toastmasters Naima, and it went smoothly because when you have three coordinators, it's sometimes someone is missing, so you have to step up. You have to be in their places. It's someone who's in backup. Also, another tip is to invite guests to present workshops and take roles. I believe that this diversifies the experience and helps the youth and this group to gain as much knowledge and much experience as they can. Because yes, we are good in a lot of things, but sometimes someone has the better advantage at some aspect while the other has a better advantage at some aspect. So when you collect these together, it will enrich the experience for you as a coordinator and for other, especially the youth. And to be honest, I wouldn't have done it without the support of a lot of CAF members here. Toastmaster DTM Oda, DTM Fatma Abdu, TM Asma, and a lot of people. The list is endless, to be honest. They were more than supportive to us. Now, moving on to the how. Here where it gets a lot of details in. So, first of all, you choose, if you're a member of different clubs, you choose a club to sponsor the program. So, yes, it's a credit that goes to a member. So, the YLP is conducted and the credit goes to you as a member, as the main coordinator. However, it should be under the patronage of a certain club. So, they would help you and support you. Sponsoring the program also, in the case of the physical meeting, sometimes we have extra expenses for the material, for the hall, for a lot of things. But now with the virtual situation, it's much more easier and much more less expensive. The material that you need is the youth leadership kit. It's available on the Toastmasters website and it costs $17. However, it's also available in our website, District 20 website. So you can go from there and buy it. However, to take into consideration that the kit is only delivered as a hard copy. So, and it will be delivered by mail. So I don't know how much it will take. So the alternative, which is not, let's say, the unofficial alternative, is to
How
find the
much
material.
time you mean, or
Yes, because of also the COVID situation, we don't know how much it will take to arrive. So when the unofficial answer, let's say, when I ask people that you can get the material from anyone before you that have conducted it, and you can go with it. The platform that you can use is Zoom. Of course, you can use any other virtual platform, but of course, Zoom is suitable for all of us and we are familiar with it. Now, when you select the participants of the program, make or take into consideration that you choose people who are interested. So when you choose a group of girls or group of boys, yes, we target some group. However, we should make sure that they are interested, that they really want to develop their leadership skills. That because it's not easy. If you're afraid and you're shy and no, it's not my thing, they wouldn't interact with you. They would not be with you. They're not convinced, though they wouldn't have the motivation to do it. So this can happen either if you are familiar with the organization that you're going to conduct the YLP with, so you choose a few or the group, or the organization itself knows that there are some, or there's a targeted group that wants to develop its leadership skills. So they they give it you as candidates that these people are suitable for your program. The meetings of the YLP are similar, as we said, to the Toastmasters. We have 3 segments: the prepared speeches, evaluation, and table topics, with the addition, which is in every session, are the workshops, the educational workshops, because after all, they are not familiar with Toastmasters. They do not know, for example, parliamentary procedures. They do not know how to do an evaluation, to give a positive evaluation. So workshops are necessary in this program, and they're extremely helpful and enriching. Now let's move to the how. As for the first meeting, just before to discuss the first meeting, the guidebook, the coordinator's guidebook, and the workbook. The workbook is for the participant, for the youth, and the guidebook is for you as a coordinator to know what you're going to do. Everything there is literally mentioned from A to Z, how you're going to introduce yourself, how you're going to tell them, how to explain the workshop. It's there, it's simplified, and it's already set for you. You just use and organize the material the way that you want. A piece of advice: to read both the handbook and the coordinator's book, because both have information that might not be available in the other book, and it will help you to set the tone to how to provide or to introduce and to present the information needed. So I will just discuss here the first meeting and the final meeting, or the ceremony, because these are the major, let's say, milestones in this program. So the first meeting, I believe that it sets the tone for the whole program, the whole duration of the program. So what we've done in the first meeting was as follows. We started by defining the program, where the coordinator defines and tells them what is YLP, the outcomes, what are you expected to be after the end of this program. So yeah, I know I'm going to develop my leadership skills, but what exactly? So defining the outcomes will help them, will motivate them to, yes, we want to do this, we want to challenge ourselves. And finally, the process. The process will not be theoretically explained, because as we know in Toastmasters, we learn from experience with trial and error. So through the meeting, they will try to understand step by step. They will grasp the concept of what's going to happen in a YLP. We also move on to, we gave a workshop on the officer's role. And also we followed it by the electing the presiding officers. And make notes here that only 4 presiding officers are needed in the YLP, not the whole officers like Toastmasters. So we only have a president, a vice president, which is vice president education, the surgeon at arms, and secretary. And then in the first meeting also, we give them like a mock speech, someone who's presenting a speech and someone who's evaluating the speech. One of the coordinators could be the speaker and another would be the evaluator. And finally, the general evaluation session. Okay. When giving a speech, make sure that the duration of the speech, it's not similar to the 5 to 7 minutes. It's more or less from 4 to 5 minutes. So the duration is less. The material that you would need to provide for the presiding officers, or in general, whoever is going to take a role in the meeting, which is not available with the guidebook, is a ready-to-fill agenda. Any educational agenda you have, just rate the name of your club and rate the names of the presiding officers, to just keep the headlines and help the VPE to just fill in the blanks. And also make sure that they choose a name for the club. Yes, it's under the patronage of the club, whoever club you're choosing, yet giving them the chance to choose the name of their club gives them this relation. It keeps them that we are a team, we're a family, and this is our club, and we're proud of it, and we want to work and give our best to it. So a ready-to-fill agenda, a description of roles like the timer, the table topic master, surgeon of arms, evaluator. This or the questions to evaluate, or the evaluation form, is already available in the guidebook. However, the timer, table topic master, and sergeant at arms are not there. Just imagine that there are newbies to Toastmasters. So you would try to explain to them, oh, the timer is going to say this and this and that. You have the green card, your yellow card, and red card. And you try to simplify for them. For example, we told the girls that you don't need to use virtual background. You can use any signs because some might maybe get confused with the technology. However, they exceeded our expectations and she was ready with the virtual background and she did it really wonderfully. And finally, finally the coordinators and guest speakers take up the Toastmaster of the Day and General Evaluator. Through the program, you will find that at the beginning, the coordinators are heading all the roles. However, as long as you keep moving with the program, you will be retracing your steps and you will be retreating and giving the power to the girls. They will take all the roles. However, the general evaluator and Toastmaster of the Day will be, let's say, a bit more challenging or a bit difficult for them to be in handle with from the beginning to the end of the meeting. And of course, a general evaluator from outside will give you a perspective. What do we want to work on? And remember, it's a positive environment. It's a positive environment. So, and again, remember to read both the coordinator's guidebook and the workbook for the YLP. Okay. Moving to the end of the meeting or the final session, which is the ceremony. This ceremony is like the fruit of your hard work. Basically, this is where you say that, yes, I've conducted a really wonderfully YLP. Why? Because, as you said, at the beginning or the first meeting, you will be, and with your team, will be taking all the work. You will be doing the agenda, you will be organizing, giving a speech, giving an evaluation, and so on. However, at the end, at the ceremony, everything will be up to these young people. They will take it and they will be in charge in a very wonderful way. At the ceremony, we had starting from the president, moving to the sergeant at arms, and then Toastmaster of the Day was a guest, and we moved to the speeches and evaluations, and finally with the general evaluation. However, this is like the goodbye moment where the things that you have achieved, it's now up to them. You've learned and you've conveyed your knowledge to them. So the final ceremony or the final meeting is like the reflection of all your hard work throughout the duration of the YLP. Now we move to the extra or behind the scenes tips. So you can get the whole picture to the YLP. First, the famous quote, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Before you get started, before you just notify the organization that you're going to conduct a YLP, sit with your team, the people that you want to work with to conduct this YLP. Plan to choose the members carefully and plan to the program itself very well. Also, in the planning phase, remember that yes, in the guidebook it says that it takes 8 weeks. However, it's not fixed. You can do it in less. In our case, we did it in 5 weeks because we wanted to suit the times with Ramadan. So you can do it in less. And when you do it in less time, you can just adjust things. We will add this workshop in here. It could be it could be 2 workshops instead of doing 1 workshop. And the workshops are not that long. They're just between 10 to 15 minutes. So they are totally simple and very enriching. So plan with your team and also plan with the program itself. The second tip is to conduct a session to provide officers with training. After the first session, when the 4 presiding officers are elected, make sure to do an extra session with them, only these 4, to give them the training they need, like a small COT. So you give the explanation to the president, for example, that your role is to open the meeting, to welcome people, and to give a motivational message to your club. For example, the Sergeant at Arms, you have to read the message of the club. You have to be welcome and be present. And for the VPE, preparing the agenda, the timing, and so on, making the roles, who's going to take what, and so on. So You explain to them simply the roles, and again, it's in a simple way. Just try to summarize them in main points for them to understand and not get confused. Three, communication is key. With the virtual situation, it's difficult sometimes to communicate with them. So creating a WhatsApp group to get to know them, to get yourself familiar with them, and for them to get familiar with you even before the beginning of the YLP is very important. For them to feel relaxed that they're not in the spotlight, they're not in a place that they are under, the lights and under pressure. It's okay. It's something that we want to learn and have fun with. So communication, and also communication with your members, a member of your team. The second, or the following tip is we learn best in moments of enjoyment. Just let's focus on this a lot, because if we as adults we want to have fun with learning, we just get bored quickly with things. What about the young people? They would want more and extra. So enjoyment could be in, even when you're presenting the workshops, add a little bit sense of humor, make it fun, add memes, do things, have jokes with them. It's not like a formal Toastmasters meeting. Just try to get the child inside of you out and have fun with them. And I would like here to thank DTM Mahlouf, because a lot of workshops that he presented, it was extremely fun, extremely entertaining, because he added his humorous and fun touch to it. The following tip is to find the suitable pace. It is related to the duration, as we said, because 8 weeks, it is okay. But if you want to do it in less, it's also fine. If you wanted to do it in 8 weeks, that's also fine. So find the suitable pace for you and for the organization that you're going to present the YLP to. The following tip is to simplify. I think I've said it a lot of times. Simplify. Give them the summary, the main points, the important points for them to understand and try to implement. I think for the first time, because of having conducted it before, I fell in that trap for a moment, and then I remembered, no, we have to give them a simple information that they can understand and apply. The whole tip is, remember, they are teenagers. Mistakes happen, things happen, but however, the learning experience, the learning outcome is much more. For example, at the final ceremony, one of the girls forgot that she's going to evaluate the speaker. So we had a problem here, and it maybe felt awkward for her, but we stepped in and we managed to fill in her role. So things happen, mistakes happen, and this is okay. The first and foremost important thing is to give them the freedom to learn, to contain them, to support and push them to get the best out of them. And finally, maintain a supportive and positive environment. This is the cherry on top for Toastmasters. Have a supportive and positive environment. And this supportive and positive environment will do miracles. So let me get back to you, or let me stop sharing. It does miracle in a way that these are the words of the girls, and I remember them, and I could never forget them. A lot of girls were very afraid at the beginning to share and to be part of this YLP, because no, we were going to speak in public. No, this is going to be challenging, scary. However, they said that we would be regretful if we did not continue and join this YLP. Another girl and her sense, I'll never forget, that we gave her the space to make mistakes. It was a safe environment for her to make mistakes and learn from them. That we would not, for example, punish or whatever we do when we normally do mistakes. So we give them the supportive environment to learn from their mistakes. And this is what we've done when we began our journey. So with just one challenge, which I think we faced in the virtual YLP, which is the camera. Many of the girls at the beginning were afraid or shy to open their cameras, to be with us, to communicate with us. However, the number along the way decreased. Yet a lot of them, or many, let's say one or two, remained having their cameras closed. So I think this would be, we'll try to find something to overcome this challenge for following YLPs. In a nutshell, I urge everybody here to try and conduct YLP. It's a very eye-opening experience. A lot of things, and I'm sure a lot of who attended the YLP would agree that we learned a lot of things from them. They presented speech wonderfully and amazingly that we would suspect that they have never done a speech in public. So finally, YLP is an extremely wonderfully enriching experience. You learn a lot of things when you interact with your team, when you interact with these young people, and it's full of challenges, yet I'm sure a lot of us can overcome them and be happy with the fruits that we reap from the effort we give to them and we give back to the community. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day and Timer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hind Obaid, for this wonderful session. Uh, I did the YLB, I think, 5 times till now, as a co-coordinator, as a coordinator, as a guest. It's amazing. Working with children is something wonderful. You cannot imagine their capabilities, and it's a mind enriching experience. Speaking about mind, as we have enrich your mind, this is our theme for today. One of the ways is to experience new things, and nothing best to do other than doing YLB or speechcraft. Both are the same, but with different levels. Speechcraft with adults, and YLB is for youth. So, do we have any questions for our presenter, Toastmaster Hind Obaid, soon to be DTM?
Yeah, Toastmaster Hind, regarding this course, YLP, are you doing for the selected group of people, some schools, or how you conduct this? To whom you conduct?
Okay. Basically, you can conduct it to however or whatever organization that you can come across, school, let's say summer club. For us, it was a group of girls, or in a halaqa for a masjid. So it was a group of girls for them, and it was like an up-level group for them, and we chose or they chose 16 girls from them because they wanted to develop these skills. So basically, the targeted audience, it's however or whoever you want them, as long as they are 18 and minus. So school, let's say, what can also be available, a lot of things, to be honest.
Church, school,
Yes.
mosques,
Yes.
summer clubs, relatives, building,
Yes, also yes.
Adult
sport
community
club.
members. Adult community members can, become a mentors for them, the teenagers especially. Anybody who has pursued the knowledge in effective communication skills building.
No, we are speaking about the participants, not the coordinators.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Right, DTM Ram?
I'm talking about the guidance.
No, the question was about the participants, the children.
Okay.
So why we need
yes.
2 to 3 coordinators you mentioned?
Sorry, again, why?
You mentioned 2 to 3 coordinators better.
Yes,
to interact.
okay. Yes, so in the guidebook, it says 2 coordinators. However, I believe because we worked with 16 girls, I believe that 3 coordinators are better. As I said, we are members, we complement each other, and we excel at some aspects while other aspects are not. And to be honest, even at the time we've conducted that YLP, I was in like my final exams, so someone must be there, extra. And if it's only 2, at least you can have the backup from guest members of your club to come and take up the roles or the needed roles. Because For example, Dr. Maklouf was presenting a workshop. For example, I was a speaker, then Naima was an evaluator, and we like switched. For example, someone is going to be a general evaluator, someone is going to present a workshop, and so on. And we, with the help also of the guests, so sometimes we'd be 4. Someone presenting a workshop, or we have 2 workshops. So each one is giving a workshop and the other roles. So having a backup is like the main point. 2 is fine. 2, if you can manage with 2 and you can manage the number and interacting with them, that would be fine. But I believe that 3 is much easier and much helpful.
I really like the way you mentioned giving back to the community. That is the most important hint. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do we have any other question for Toastmaster Hind? I think DT
Me.
Imran. Yes, Ola.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, Chen, for this interesting talk. I got the chance to be lucky to be one of the participants in one of the meetings. It was my first time to participate in something in Arabic, and it was like a test for me. but I did it. Will you create a gable club from this group of girls? Are you planning to do that?
Yes, we've when at the final ceremony, when we asked them if you want to continue, they really very much like to continue. But we said that we will see after Ramadan. We'll take a break at Ramadan, and then we will continue. So a lot of them they really welcome the idea. It came from them that we want to continue.
Yes, yes. Okay, that sounds perfect. And whenever you do it and you need help, just tell me, because I need to practice my Arabic. So I'll practice it with them.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, because I get the chance to do YLB, but an English part. So yeah, I know how the experience is really amazing. Thank you.
Hind, actually, we did actually enjoy Dr. Maklouf, Ola, and Alifia. We had a wonderful time with the Indian community school children after the school hours, having the youth leadership program. What I enjoyed most as a coordinator and as a youth, learning from them is more. I have achieved more from them actually. That's the beauty of the youth leadership program. And we hesitate to speak, but they jump to come on the podium to speak. That's what I have seen among the youth. And that not only encouraged us to talk, but to speak more profoundly, professionally, and fluently. Because the way they speak, the way they express, they don't have fear. The fear means not just, no, I should not speak. No, I should not say this. They speak whatever they want. They express from the heart. And the challenge what I had, I don't know, well, I want to ask you this question. The challenge what I faced was I was unable to figure it out. Whom should I choose? There are 12 people want to be volunteer in one class. How did you manage that? That was so exciting. Whereas otherwise you need to, no, you will speak. I did not do any effort. It was effortless as easy as they're going into the water because of their enthusiasm, the passion, the perseverance they had. That is instilled, infused from the teachers. Perhaps I commend them also, and the parents, of course. But did you have any challenges like that?
Well, regarding when we gave the roles or to distribute the roles for them and the speech, well, because the number was even, they were 16. So we agreed with them that, for example, at the first meeting, half of you are going to be speakers and the half are going to be evaluators. So the following meeting, the reverse. So the speakers will be evaluators and the evaluators will be speakers. And also, some of them took to become a TT master. At the beginning, we were afraid to give them more than one role, but however, we saw that they were upcoming and they were brave and they did not have a problem. So at the final meeting, we had the TT master who was also an evaluator, the timer was one of us. So it depends on the group that you're working with. It might vary, and also take into consideration that whichever group that you choose, they will be from different levels. Even if there are some good girls and some are still in the bubble, they want to have push. You want to push them to get the best out of them. So yes. So
I understand.
yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Makluf. Back to you, I
Thank you,
think.
sir.
Yeah.
I want just to emphasize here, Toastmaster Hind, as you know that one coordinator for each uh, YLB is the one who's taking the credit. So if we have one YLB, so one coordinator only is taking the credit for his DTM. I want just to clarify this. This is very important.
Yes.
Do we have any other question for Toastmaster Hind?
Now, I just wanted to comment as well, the beauty of this experience, how you leave that impact over the people, that your relation with them will stay after that. I did it last year, not last year, like in 2019. Until now, some of the students we are friends and we do speak from time to time. So that is the fruit of this program. So if anyone didn't go through this experience, you have to go through it.
Regardless the language, regardless the nationality, regardless anything. Trust me, they are amazing. They doesn't think the way we are thinking of things. They are so simple. They are taking everything naturally, and they love to change. Just challenge them, and you will see marvelous.
Big time. And you learn a lot from them.
Yes, yes.
They
Yes.
don't have any butterflies in their stomach.
No, at all. Thank you so much for this amazing session, Toastmaster Hind Abeid. It's an eye-opening, mind-opening. And now let's directly move on to our next session, presented by one of our most senior members in Kuwait Advanced and in Kuwait Toastmasters Fraternity, none other than Toastmaster Sadiq Ali. He is a branch manager of Michelin and Exxon Oil in Kuwait, and he is member in 4 clubs now: Bahavans Community Toastmasters Club, Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club, Durar Toastmasters, only three clubs now. Yes, looking forward for the fourth soon. And soon he will be DTM. He promised. Inshallah.
I hope.
Let's welcome Toastmaster Sadiq Ali and his workshop titled what?
Keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind, Sadiq Ali.
Please share my.
You can share directly, sir.
Yeah. Can you see the screen? No. No.
Not yet.
Okay. Where is that? Okay, now I can share. Can you see the screen?
Oh, not yet. Ah, yes,
Yes,
now
coming.
started.
Came.
Okay.
Just press the presentation mode down.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay. No, down, sir. In the menu bar down.
Normally I press down in the system. Okay.
Yes, here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So the very simple message is how we can keep our mind open. Always keep an open mind as a compassionate heart. First of all, I take this opportunity to wish all my friends and guests a warm Ramadan greetings. This is very, very interesting by Ratan Tata, which I always believe. Even I am carrying his profile picture or this message in my mobile phone always, which is very important for each and every human being. None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but its own mindset can. Yeah, I will just go into the highlight of this presentation, and we will go at the end to discuss what we learned, what we have our views and ideas between each other. Then we'll go into the detail. Very importantly, during the emergency, people are always getting panic. They don't know how to react. When you want to react in hurry or tense, you do mistakes. You don't know what to do. For example, some kind of accident happened, or someone becomes sick and everybody's trying to shout. They don't know whom to call. They keep searching the telephone. They keep knocking the door. So first of all, the best situation, we have to be very calm. Being calm can do everything possible. Sorry, I had to go back. Normally at work, everyone trying to be, putting pressure on the boss or leaders or the senior management to do things immediately or pressurizing. But we should not be doing everything ourselves. We make sure we will have an ability to delegate and communicate. So if you don't delegate, if you don't communicate the thing properly to your staff or your team or colleagues, they will be not doing exactly what you are expecting. So it is very important at work to have a delegation and proper communication. At home, of course, it is just for fun. Don't be afraid to ask questions to our wife. What is today? Why not this? Why don't you do this? Let's not change the mood of the home when you are at home. Keep your mind open always. I'm struggling to, what happened? It got stuck. It's where? Is there? Okay. Yeah, I can, I think, can you see the slide?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, sorry, because it got stuck in the middle. There are 9 smart ways to keep an open mind in the workplace, which I just briefed a little bit in the previous slide. Fighting the impulse to react with anger when someone has a different opinion. Always avoid isolation and confinement. Please leave your comfort zone. Like I said, let us be a team leader, not be a boss. Also try to practice your listening skills. If you don't listen what your colleagues are saying, you cannot react. Engage in active compensation. Forget about black and white thinking. Be a leader, not a boss. Take a lesson from everyone. You have to interact with people, interact with your colleagues. Are you open-minded? Maybe we are open-minded. Maybe they are not open-minded. They don't know what you are trying to highlight, how you are going to react, how they are going to react. It is very important because we all are different. How can I call myself open-minded? Maybe you are not open-minded in some situation. So we make sure we will be surrounded by the right people who can do the job, who can do the things as we want. Especially with the friends, very important, like Toastmasters, like anywhere we are gathering the social things, we need to have a very positive attitude. Especially positive means you cannot be crazy like just laughing or smiling for every time. Keep your gentle smile, keep the voice very humble, make sure we see each other so they can understand each other between our eye contact. Show sincerity. We need to show sincerity. We cannot just, ignore them when they are coming to you. They are trying to explain something to us. We make sure we listen to them. We show sincerity. Be confident at any situation. You cannot say always, I am very free. I am doing right way, but make sure there is a definition of open-minded is a willingness to try new things, to hear and consider new ideas. An example of open-minded person is one who listens to he or she or opponent in a debate to see information make sense, or she or he can change their mind, which is not possible always. Sometimes, yes, depending on how we approach, how we communicate, how seriously we are taking, based on that, we can change their mind. Always it is one of the most difficult things to practice. It means you are open to everyone and everything, but that comes your way. Allowing yourself to embrace different possibilities or opportunities, people views and suggestions very interesting. Because open-minded people called liberal, but it is not always you know they are liberal or not. Sometimes we are meeting people, they are in different viewpoint when we talk something about religious, something about politics, something which they don't like. So we have to keep all this thing in our mind when we are communicating with the people. Are we communicating the right message to them? Do they like or they don't like? So that is very important. According to the dictionaries, an open-minded person accept new ideas. He or his mind is open to let in new ideas, but where some people are not ready to listen, whatever we keep saying, they keep doing. Whatever they feel, they are never going to change. There are people I have seen, or we all have been seeing, they don't change. But there are people trying to change their way of thinking or learning from others. It's not moving. Okay. The tips is very simple. We do have, a lot of things. People say, don't believe the predictions. Because I have seen, or we all have seen the prediction in 2019, 2020 is going to be the best year. Then what happened? 2020 become a pandemic year. Someone said 2021 going to be the better year than 2020, but those people have predicted this will happen. Those people have already died. So we should not be believing in all the prediction. It is very important to understand and believe in those things. So let's speak the truth. Like I said, there are people keep on saying something going to happen, but we don't know it's truth or they are just on the air. Also, let's not act. I mean, let's act, but don't react in certain situation. Respect ourselves and others. Always being flexible and reducing or not having your temper, or we have to expectation from the others, which should be very, very important for us to understand each other. I think this is going to be so many things. I don't want to go into very much detail. This is, I'm just talking about the attitude. Everything's happened for a reason. If we cannot change our values, our priorities, we are not going to change our mindset. If we really have our things to be done in proper way, we need to change our mindset as and when based on the situation. See, if you could just keep an open mind, you see that I am always right. This is what happened at your home. The message is clear or you didn't get me? Because we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. So it is always, especially I'm talking about the domestic at home. This is again when I am at home. This is when I am out. The mind is open. When you are at home, the mind is completely closed. Mind is are like a parachutes. They function better when they are open. I already briefed how important to be patience, open-mindedness, trust, faith, goodwill, honesty, willingness. These are the very, very important to all of us to have a very much open mind. Benefits of being Toastmaster, which we have been very much open-minded. That's why we all are here in the Toastmaster journey. We all are like-minded people. We learn each other. We have personally unlimited growth. We are trying to improve our communication much better and clear. And we all gain self-confidence, improved leadership skills, and we all are seeing career advancement, which all just because of our open-mindedness. See, sometimes we believe in our commitment, efficiency, passion, reliability, dependability. All this can happen if it is we are open-minded. Otherwise, we cannot be following all these things. For example, I was traveling with my wife from one airport to another airport a few years back. We had 1.5 hour time in the airport before boarding. My wife wanted me to go and have massage. I said, no, it is, we are having very less time. No, 1.5 hours more than enough for the local flight. However, we both went there having massage. And I was hearing some announcement of my name and my wife's name. But I said, okay, they keep calling, maybe another half an hour, let us finish the massage. However, we were nearing the gate. The gentleman was asking me where you were. We were announcing, we were calling and all. And I didn't lie. I said, we just spent some time in massage parlor. His face changed because after waiting for some time, maybe they were expecting we are in some emergency situation or we lost something. However, I was honest. They say, sorry, sir, you cannot board. I can see on his face, he didn't like which we spent time in massage parlor. Imagine if I was there, I'm just going to tell him some lies, I lost my wallet, I was somewhere, I have dizziness, some sickness. He may consider, but sometimes we make sure even we get some punishment, we tell the truth. That could be the meaning or reason for being open-minded. However, I had to go back to home, get the next flight next day. We spent a lot of money to buying the ticket because it was budget airlines. So if you are not ready to face all the situation and you become panic and you shout at them, nothing going to change. So that's what the very what we should say, the core values of keeping or being an open-minded person is very important at any situation, which is going to give us a positive feeling for us. And we should not be judging people just like that by look, by his communication. We need to know exactly how is the person. I think this practice showing, it's a huge things. I don't want to go into every point of this. I think I will skip it. I can share. I have already shared the presentation with TM Alka. We can have a look because it seems to be a little long for us to digest in this time at the late night. See, in conclusion, what is open-mindedness and why does it matter? Open-mindedness is the willingness to actively search for evidence that goes against one's favored beliefs, plans, or goals. Those are demonstrating open-mindedness. See the other side of and fight the tendency to have bias for their own views. This is always happening. They believe in their own views. You try to convince them, you try to make them adapt or accept, which is not happening most of the time. Rather than favoring the socially dominant views, they give attention to those that are less dominant. This character's strength helps individuals to build knowledge about specific issues or points of view and provide sound recommendation and advice, because open-minded people do not jump into conclusions. Instead, they seek out and examine all of the available evidence before forming an opinion. See, change from people to people, from impossible to possible, it is not just going to happen if you are not open to anything. We make sure the society we live, the people we meet, we have to create a feeling when we meet each other. This is the important area, how you are willing to listen to them, ready to listen to them, and agree what somehow we may not agree, still not to, to satisfy them, we may agree in certain extent. This is very important to keep open-mindedness. You have seen certain people like very much disabled leaders or, coach, Nick, I believe you people know the Nick Ujik and Sean Stephenson. They are all disabled guys. They come into the huge podium like TEDx, and they talk their experience, they share their experience, because they never underestimate themselves being disabled. They wanted to show the world we should be open-minded people, we should be ready to accept whatever the karma we are having. So this is very important to understand these things. Of course, we all believe in tolerance, positiveness, how important to have a right attitude and behavior to be a right person or a right human being in the society. In case we believe certain time we cannot change or the way we are thinking about others, we cannot change everyone's view, but take a different view on them. Change your opinion when you find them they are not the person like very much open-minded or very much not ready to listen to us, not agreeing with us. You just change your opinion, or you change your routine. You avoid them. You may ignore them in decent way, not to just ignore them like throwing on their face, something like that, which may change your mindset. You may not change their mindset, which may change our mindset or your mindset. See, some quotes keeping an open mind. I don't want to keep saying so many same message, but does not mean you have to accept everything. It gives you a better perspective on things you think or you know. Again, be open-minded, but not so open-minded that your brains fall out. Thank you very much for your attention and this late night being with me and listening to the brief speech. After completing this session, I think recognize the value of different perspectives, learn from others. If you have anything to just share with me, identify anything I have said something which is not acceptable, please let me know. Let's open the door to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sadaq Ali, for this wonderful presentation. The slides is amazing. I was impressed with the slides actually. Thank you so much. Any question for Toastmaster Sadaq Ali? All of them have an open-minded now. I hope their minds didn't fall. Okay, great. So we will move on directly to check our listening skills with our Hark Masters.
Yes.
DTM Ola Rashid.
Yes. How much time do I have?
Half an hour, no problem.
No, not half an hour. Okay, I will
5
ask.
minutes is okay with you?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure. Okay, so let's start. If you want to open your mics so you can respond to the questions. Okay, in Hind's session, she said there is a number of people can be in the session of the YLB. So what is the range of the number of the members?
15 to 25.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yeah. And I would love to see Hanan, Isma, and Muhammad Shabir as well to participate in this. Okay. How much is the kit of the YLB?
$17.
I like this number. $17. That's correct. Okay. What else? Okay. Sadiq already gave us a few tips how we can be open-minded at work and with people, but how we can be open-minded at home.
Accepting what my wife said.
This is not the generic one. This is what each married man need to do. But the generic one, what he said, the tip, how
To
we
ask
can be
questions?
open. Yes,
I think it was to
Hanan.
ask questions.
Yeah,
Hanan,
Hanan.
perfect.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
There were 5 tips that Sadiq spoke about how to be an open-minded. So if anyone can mention 2 of these tips, there are 5. So if you can remember 2, that will be perfect. Or the 5, that will be amazing.
To be passionate.
Yes, Shabir.
Passionate is not part of the tips. Like if you can tell me more.
Patient or passionate?
Yes, Muhammad.
Yeah,
Like
this is
this.
actually the tips to open-minded, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he gave 5. There was a list of 5 tips. Like how you can really be an open-minded person. Yani one of these tips, it was to speak your truth. And what else?
Be positive.
No. No more answers? No one want to try? Okay. Speak your truth. Act, don't react. Be flexible. Respect yourself and respect others. Temper expectations. So this is the 5 tips. Remember them. Okay. So there is, wait, I have many questions. Just a minute. Okay. In the YLB session conducted by him, she said that the coordinator, the person responsible for the YLB, need to read 2 books. What are these books? And the people who work in the YLB don't answer.
Main coordinator and
Morley, don't answer. You worked in the YLB. I want people who didn't work in the YLB.
Sadiq is raising hand.
2
Yes,
and 3 coordinators.
No,
2
no.
or 3.
No. 2, there is 2 books that Hen said that the coordinator are the responsible for book. They need to read. So there's 2 books they need to read so they will know what they really need to do in decisions of the YLB. The first book.
Guide.
Can I?
Yes. Okay, Asma. Okay,
Asma,
correct.
yeah.
The guide coordinator. And what is the second one?
The one for the participants.
What is the second one? Usually it is the same book that we used to have it at the school for us to solve, our questions and problems. Okay, want to make it longer is the workbook. So there is the coordinator guide and the workbook that you need to read as a person responsible for the YLB to know what you really need to do in decisions. And on the mentioning of the sessions, how many sessions we can have in the YLB?
8. 8.
Yes, that's correct, Asma. Asma, she was listening. Okay, so the last and the least, in the first quote that Sadiq presented in his presentation, he said in that quote, what is the thing that destroys the person?
His mind.
Mindset.
Yes, exactly. Muhammad Shabir said, and Asma and Dr. Makhlouf, that's correct. You are listening, people, although it is almost 11 p.m. But that is good. I have still more questions, but I think we need to just like close the session. Thank you so much for for these two sessions. I really enjoyed it so much. And yeah, back to you to sponsor of the day.
Thank you very much, our Harkmaster DTM Ola Rashid. Big round of applause for DTM Ola. And with that, we ended our educational session for tonight. I think this is the 7th educational session that Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club is conducting this year. And inshallah, next month, mid Monday of the month, we will have another educational session. Keep tuning. And with that, I will hand over to our president to conclude the meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. And now let's hear from our guests few words about our educational session for tonight. Let's start with Muhammad Shabir. Did you enjoy our session? Who told you about our club?
Yeah, definitely. The first time, it's my first experience being in your club. Really enjoyed both the sessions. To be honest, the first session I couldn't listen completely because I had to attend to two very important calls from the hospital. Otherwise, it was great hearing actually, and Sadiq Saab's session, it was actually a powerful reminder how we should remain open-minded. It did really help. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
inviting
Muhammad.
me,
Thank you. We are
giving me
looking
this
to
chance.
have you always in our meetings.
Thank you so much. Ramadan
Thank
Kareem to
you.
all.
It's our pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Hanan.
Yes.
Yes. How about our educational sessions for tonight?
I actually loved the topics. Honestly, they were very interesting. It was very nice to be educated and know about the YLB and also the like
Open-mindedness.
we always know like the term open-mindedness, but we never looked at it in this perspective and detailed. So I really enjoyed the educational sessions, and thank you, Ola, for recommending this course.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And
Thank you.
I think you are now qualified to be a member in Kuwait Advanced, Hanan. Think about it. We have to take an exception for you because we are not accepting new members in CAT. But I think after all these sessions you are attending with us, we can take an exception with you. Thank you for being with us
Thank you so
tonight.
much.
I'm looking forward always to have you in our meetings.
Thank you.
Our Goro, our ex-member, we are looking to have you back again in Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club, DTM Morli Manuher. I
Thank you
hope you
very much.
enjoyed our sessions tonight.
Thank you very much, my guru, DTM, Dr. Maklov. And the speech, the session was very good. Toastmaster Hind. For many, actually, it should have been attended by so many people because the YLP session was a very informative one. And the general session by none other than the most dearest to Toastmaster DTM in that way. Sadiq Ali gave a very good information. Is not just for Toastmaster, but for general life lesson. It's a great motivational speech. And incidentally, as many of you will be knowing, it's around 1:30 midnight here, but I stayed back only for this education session because CAT always brings the best, that too under the helm of affairs of His Highness Dr. Makluf. Before I say goodnight, I wanted to tell you today is the new year for Indians. All over India, today is the new year. Hindu, that's the Indian New Year, and is also the special New Year for Telugu people like me. For Tamilians, Sadiq Ali and others, it's a Tamil university, and for all the Malayalis, it's called Vishu. So it's a very big festival throughout India, and this is also the first day, holy month of Ramadan. I wish all my brothers and sisters Kulamat and Khair and good health, more wealth, and better prosperity to you too and to all your family members. Thank you, my Guruji. Pranam. DTM.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year for all celebrating the new year today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, I adjourn the meeting. Good night for you all, and happy Ramadan.
Thank you.
Mubarak,
Wish you the same. Thank you.
Ramadan
Mubarak
Mubarak.
al-Shahr.
Ramadan Kareem, everyone.
Thank
Ramadan
you.
Kareem, Alain, Alaik.